to the agenda, the show where we keep you posted on all the latest happenings here in Port St. Lucie.
And with the school year coming to a close and summer heating up, there's no better time to get out and participate in one of our exciting community events.
Sounds good to me. Let's take a look ahead. Well, here's a new event that anyone who cares for our younger residents will want to keep track of. The Parks and Recreation staff at the Civic Center has started a new story time for children ages 1 to 4 called Once Upon a Time. This happens every other Saturday morning, and the cost is just $2 per child. In June, Once Upon a Time will happen on the 1st, 15th, and the 29th. Please check the city's website for more dates.
Speaking of dates, Floridians are well aware of the significance of the date June 1st. That's right, it marks the start of the dreaded hurricane season.
Yeah, here in Port St. Lucie, we understand the importance of preparing for hurricane season every year, and we have the perfect opportunity to help you get started.
Join us June 1st for the 13th Annual Hurricane Preparedness Expo at the PSL Civic Center. This free event is the city's premier storm preparation expo that connects residents and businesses and emergency services providers. This year, more than 60 businesses will be participating.
Attendees who watch at least one of the several presentations by emergency management experts and local meteorologists will receive a free t-shirt while supplies last. We also try to have some fun, so don't skip the hurricane wind simulator and green screen photo booth with storm backgrounds. This year, you can also grab a bite to eat from one of our delicious food truck vendors.
Our recent citizen survey showed that our residents prepare for emergencies at a much higher rate than elsewhere in the nation. Another annual event you won't want to miss is the Memorial Day service at PSL's Veterans Memorial Park. This moving tribute is organized by the United Veterans of Port St. Lucie and the city's Parks and Recreation Department. The ceremony includes a rifle salute and live patriotic music by the Port St. Lucie Community Band. Seating is limited, so please remember to bring a lawn chair. Please join us to see why Port St. Lucie is a hometown for heroes.
Almost 2 years ago, the city's Neighborhood Services Department launched our new neighborhood program called NICE. That stands for Neighborhood Improvement and Community Engagement. The NICE program is your neighborhood's direct connection to the city, and now other cities are starting to take notice. Recently, staff from the city of Miami visited Port St. Lucie to learn about the program's successes so far.
We've learned quite a few things, especially with your neighborhood service organization having the majority of other departments under them.
Helping to ensure there is a solid future workforce for sustainable trades in our city is a big priority for the Port St. Lucie City Council.
And the building department is always working to help further that goal. On April 9th, the Treasure Coast Builders Association and GL Homes hosted an on-site event for students from the Port St. Lucie High School Carpentry and Drafting program at the Riverland Project in Tradition. Joel Dramis, the city's building code administrator, also spoke to the group of about 30 students about opportunities in the construction industry.
This is part of an ongoing initiative of the Skilled Trades Task Force, and it was the final portion of a monthly mentoring program that ties schoolwork together so that students can actually see the process firsthand.
If you live in Sandpiper Bay or around Morningside Boulevard, you've probably seen some construction work happening near the roads. That's because our Utility Systems Department is replacing an outdated sewer force main, which runs from Tiffany Avenue at US 1 through the Saints Golf Course and the Sandpiper Bay neighborhood, all the way to the Southport Wastewater Booster Pump Station. The project is anticipated to wrap up in August. The project will have some impacts on the Saints Golf Course in June. From June 3rd to the 16th, it's expected that the back 9 holes of the golf course will be closed for play. As the project progresses, it's expected that the front 9 holes will be closed from June 17th to the 30th. Thank you for your patience as we complete this important utility project.
While Florida law enforcement data has shown Port St. Lucie to be the safest large city in the state for the past 8 years in a row, several other groups across the nation have recently taken notice. During the past few months, Port St. Lucie's safety has been positively recognized on 4 separate ranking lists. 2 of those lists rank Port St. Lucie as one of the safest cities in the United States, while 2 others rank PSL among the safest in Florida. To read more about each of these lists, visit www.cityofpsl.com/good news.
Port St. Lucie residents now have a new option if they need to visit the St. Lucie County tax collector.
A new tax collector's office is now open in Tradition. The new facility is the 3rd location for the St. Lucie County Tax Collector's Office and is within a 10-mile radius of more than 225,000 residents, which is 75% of the county's population.
During a ribbon-cutting ceremony on April 25th, attendees also learned about the Donate Life Florida Tree of Life wall display at the new Tradition office on Village Parkway. The family of 20-year-old Haley Shaw were at the event to tell her story. She was struck and killed by a car, but because Haley was an organ donor through Donate Life Florida, her tragic death saved 4 other lives.
Keep Port St. Lucie Beautiful kicked off its first Buddy Bench campaign back in November on America Recycles Day.
Thanks to the tremendous outpouring of support from our community, 4 PSL schools received a Buddy Bench this April.
Congratulations on your Buddy Bench.
The Buddy Bench is for if somebody's down, and then if they're down, then somebody goes to help them. It took a long time to get enough caps, and it's exciting to see it finally done.
It started with collecting caps, and the 3 schools involved would all start collecting caps with those kids. But once the community found out, right, Rebecca, all of a sudden we're getting phone calls. Where can we bring our caps? We want to help the kids get their Buddy Bench. And it was nonstop, and the schools were able to achieve their 200-pound goal like quick.
We made a goal of 400 pounds because we were hoping to get more. And even if it was to get another Buddy Bench or to help another school, and our kids and our adults were so good at it that we had like 450 pounds probably within a month, and so it was an amazing thing.
We had a lot of fun collecting all the bottle caps, and we got to walk around the school grabbing trash bags full of them and distributing them into like big dumpsters.
We would get excited for recycling because I know when I first got here and she said we were recycling, I was like, what, we have to get dirty?
It feels great that we finally accomplished this great achievement.
It took a lot of work.
It took us how many weeks? Months. It took us months to sort the caps, throw the dirty from the clean caps.
Recycling's not an easy process. Litter's not an easy issue to solve, but a little bit at a time. This is one way kids can learn about it and hands-on themselves. And plus, it's a symbolic gesture that's going to live on. These benches are going to stay in the playground for years to come, and it's a conversation.
If you don't have any people to talk to, or if you need a buddy, then you could sit down there and then someone else could come and then talk to you.
Whenever people are lonely, they can just sit on here and talk about their feelings.
The Buddy Bench is showing how bullying shouldn't be a thing. So I know I've had personal bad days, and I think this Buddy Bench will really help kids because everybody's going to have a tough day, and one tough day, and plus the Buddy Bench is going to lead to a good day with a new friend.
That's what this bench is about. It's about loving one another and making sure that you're there for one another. You're there to help each other during the hard times. And so I love the symbolic nature of this bench, and be proud that you guys have one, and I'm excited to see it. So thank you so much for the hard work.
Buddy Bench! Woo!
Speaking of Keep Port St. Lucie Beautiful, we'd like to thank every person who came out to the Caring Community Cleanup and Celebration Day in August. This is KPSLB's biggest cleanup event of the year, and the community support did not disappoint. Over 300 volunteers participated in cleaning up several areas around the city. In total, 5,020 pounds of litter was collected.
We have seen firsthand a lot of the trash that has been thrown about, and we figured we've started in the classroom, and so we're definitely, we figured we'd extend it to the city.
We love recycling because it can help the world and make it cleaner, so we came out to help clean.
If you missed Mayor Gregory Orvek's State of the City message, be sure to check out the entire playback on the city's website or on the city's Facebook page. More than 200 people came out to hear the mayor's thoughts on where the city of PSL is headed and how we're going to get there.
We keep working hard, smart, and together, then I know that we can be the shining city on a hill. We can keep what's already special about our city, and we can add a downtown to Southern Grove, and we can revitalize the US 1 corridor, and we can connect to Hutchinson Island. We can build miles of sidewalks and so much more. How's the state of the city? It's stronger than ever. Our best days are still to come. May God continue to bless you and our city of Port St. Lucie. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
We'd also like to thank the culinary academies at St. Lucie West Centennial and PSL High Schools, along with those at Northport and St. Lucie West K-8 schools. They showed off their culinary talents for the audience to taste prior to the event.
Do you know what you're doing in June, July, and August? We do.
It's time to mark your summer calendar. If you missed the State of the City, well, you'll have another chance to chat with Mayor Oravec at Coffee with the Mayor in June. This event, co-hosted by St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce Director Teresa Aronson, happens every month, with the next one happening June 14th at City Hall.
Happy 4th of July! Sparks are sure to fly at the premier event of the summer. We're talking Freedom Fest in Port St. Lucie. Spend your 4th of July at the PSL Civic Center and enjoy live music, refreshments, activities and games, arts and craft vendors, and much more. It all culminates with one of the area's largest fireworks shows.
What is summer without baseball? On Thursday, August 1st, join us outside First Data Field for the 2nd annual Play Ball event. This fun event features a pitching station and an autograph booth where kids will get a chance to meet St. Lucie Mets players. Stay tuned to the city's social media and website for more details.
We want to share another heartwarming example of PSL staff exemplifying our organizational values.
In March, while driving a utility systems vehicle on the east side of PSL, staffer Joe Pizarro glanced down while his coworker George Uri was driving and spotted a wallet laying in the street.
The pair pulled over into a parking lot and Joe retrieved the wallet, which had money inside along with credit cards and a driver's license. They drove to the address on the license and found the owner, who was extremely relieved to get his cards back and not have to get a new license. The owner said he felt like crying and asked to give each a hug, which he did.
If you're not already, make sure to follow the city on your favorite social media app for the latest on what's happening in PSL.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to be the first to see our latest video content.
And if you're looking for more information about the topics covered in this episode, just visit the city's website at cityofpsl.com.
I'm Benjamin Elliott.
And I'm Sarah Prohaska.
See you next time.